afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Live at 4. Danica Lewis is filling in with me for the next 2 weeks.
It's going to be a stretch, Susan.
Mark is on a Caribbean cruise vacation, that lucky duck, and I actually saw it today. They are on the boat. They're there and they're on the way. So.
That just sounds so lovely right now, especially considering kind of the blusteriness that was today.
Yeah, I actually asked Mark to send us, sort of an obnoxious picture in the middle of the week when it's
just making us even more jealous.
But thank you for your help the next 2 weeks.
Here.
I really appreciate it. Here's what's making news on this Monday. The Badgers, of course, are heading to the Rose Bowl. We'll have some advice for all of you who are hoping to go to the game.
And an area pizza chain says they have to close a couple of stores because they can't find any employees.
Plus, Republican and Democratic lawyers present evidence to the House Judiciary Committee as the impeachment of President Trump moves forward.
Before we check on the forecast, though, with Dana, there is breaking news just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center. The commander of the Wisconsin National Guard will resign following a federal investigation that found the Guard deliberately defied laws and policies on handling sexual assault complaints. Governor Tony Evers has demanded that Major General Donald Dunbar resign today, hours before the Bureau's report was actually released. Now, Dunbar agreed to step down effective December 31st. He has served as the Guard's leader since 2007, but you may remember our reports on this. His command has been rocked by allegations of officers brushing off sexual assault complaints and retaliating against victims. We will have much more coming up on this story in our future newscasts.
On the air and online at channel3000.com. Let's take a look outside, though, today. We're sort of in the calm before the storm. It was cloudy and cold. It's going to get a lot colder from here. Here comes the snow are the weather words. Let's head out to the weather patio. Dana Fulton is watching the forecast. Hi, Dana.
Hey, so the cold is really what we're focusing on more for the next few days. It's cloudy and windy outside right now. We've had some snow off to the west, and right now the lighter snow is actually east of Dane County. It is the cold temperatures that will be settling on in. Thanks in part due to that northwest breeze. Temperature or wind speeds right now close to 20 miles per hour around Mineral Point, 15 in Madison, with wind gusts picking up quite a bit overnight. So plan to bundle up heading into tomorrow morning because temperatures are just going to cascade on down. We still have an alert day in the forecast tonight due to the fact that some roads might be just a little slippery as the temperatures fall. Tuesday and Wednesday also alert days. Temperatures are going to be well below average, and wind chills in the morning will be well below zero. We'll take a closer look, though, what's ahead for the rest of the work week in just a few minutes. Right now, here's a look at the roads. The Beltline right at Park Street seems to be moving along just fine, both east and westbound. We aren't seeing any delays, and we don't have any accidents to report at this time, of course, which is always a good thing to have a smooth-ish drive home. Again, looking there at the Beltline, there we go. East and westbound seem to be all right around downtown Middleton. A few delays, but just the usual traffic for 12 and 14. And then in Janesville, no delays right now. Should be good on 39 all the way down to the state line. 25 minutes to get from Janesville to the Beltline, Sauk City to Middleton, 17 minutes, and the same goes for Sun Prairie to downtown.
All right, Dana, thank you very much. We'll check back in just a little while.
So Dana mentioned the upcoming news of this cold snap arriving in the days ahead, and there are some people mobilizing to protect our most vulnerable residents.
Eric Franke is here with more on how many are helping them to be prepared. Eric?
Yeah, Susan and Danica, of course, is a crucial period of every winter that we see in Madison. The Beacon is a day shelter only, though, we should point out. It's open 365 days a year, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., a place of warmth and refuge for our homeless. So it's important when this dangerously cold weather arrives. Staff at the Beacon telling us they've added more hot coffee, more volunteers this week. They'll have hot meals available as well to those who need to be fed. And they'll make sure transportation is also available when they close their doors at the end of the workday.
We have a shuttle that will run between ourselves and the women's shelter and the men's shelter. Both shelters have declared cold weather night emergencies, which means that everybody will get in tonight, tomorrow night, and Wednesday night. So everybody, even if they're out of days, will be allowed to go there and be warm and dry at night.
So what he's talking about there is single homeless residents can only use 90 days for those shelters per year, but that limit, as you heard, it's waived during this cold weather emergency. The Beacon has over 25 partner agencies. They're all helping finding housing, getting people out of this cold weather, keeping them fed as well, and providing services to help them get back on their feet. Again, really at this point, it's all about getting through these brutally cold stretches of weather. Danica, Susan.
It's going to be a difficult couple of days.
Sure will.
Thank you, Eric.
You bet.
Snow is coming down pretty hard in northern Wisconsin and Minnesota. You look right here at this video from Duluth, where they are expecting around 10 inches of snow. Last week, more than 20 inches of snow fell in some spots in that area. Of course, you can stay ahead of the weather by downloading our free News 3 Now First Alert weather app. Just search for News 3 Now in your app store.
The Badgers are heading to the Rose Bowl this year, and we know that a lot of Wisconsin fans are thinking about going with them to cheer them on New Year's Day. There are a few options for package deals if you're thinking of going to Pasadena. The Wisconsin Alumni Association and Burkhalter Travel Agency are offering several options. The prices range from $1,500 to $3,800, depending on how many nights you want to stay and what you want to participate in while you're there. The Wisconsin Alumni Association says the best deal would be to go for 4 nights, and that way you will get the most out of the Rose Bowl experience.
I think the best deal is being there for 4 nights, because if you're going to go all the way out to Los Angeles, you want to take in everything.
Wendorf also said many of the tickets through the Alumni Association are already almost sold out, but there are deals through the Burkhalter Association as well. We'll have more on those details coming up tonight at 6, and a little later this hour, the Alumni Association will be here to talk about all the activities they have planned for the Rose Bowl.
Madison police are still trying to track down a group of suspects who allegedly robbed a cash checking shop on the city's northeast side. Just after 6 a.m., 2 armed men wearing masks walked up to 2 employees just starting their shifts at PLS check cashing on East Washington Avenue. They demanded money and ran off. A K-9 unit was unable to find them. The workers told officers there were 2 other people helping those masked men who stayed outside during the robbery.
A high school student in Waukesha has been charged after being shot by a school resource officer last week. 18-year-old Tyrone Smith was shot 3 times a week ago at Waukesha South High School. He was armed with 2 pellet guns and did not comply with the officer's commands to drop the gun. In court this afternoon, he was charged with making terrorist threats, possession of a dangerous weapon at school, disorderly conduct, and resisting or obstructing an officer. The Roman Candle Pizzeria is closing 2 of its 4 locations around Madison.
The owner says staffing shortages have made it clear that those locations just can't function like they used to. It's a problem with restaurants, I can imagine right now. Amanda Quintana joins us now with the details. Amanda, what can you tell us?
Yes, Danica and Susan, the Fitchburg and Monroe Street locations will be closing this month, but the original locations here for almost 15 years on Willie Street and on Parmenter Street in Middleton will stay open. Founder and owner Brewer Stouffer says a lack of staff has changed how the business had to function, making it a constant struggle day to day. He even had to start delivering pizzas when they just couldn't find any employees to hire. Although you would think Madison is a college town and there would be a bunch of willing workers, Stouffer says few college students are applying.
Where else are they working? I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I know that there are so many more restaurants hiring all the time now. If you drive down any street in Madison, you see now hiring signs. You didn't see that 5 years ago.
He says with record unemployment, there just aren't people who are looking for the kind of jobs he's offering. And because there are so many other businesses looking for employees, there's more turnover. Employees that don't feel like working there anymore can just not call in or come in and simply find another job easily. The Monroe Street location will close Saturday, and the Fitchburg one the next Saturday. We'll have more on what Stouffer thinks can turn the city's staffing shortages around. This is obviously an issue for a lot of other businesses.
Yeah, and sad to see them closing too. It's unfortunate. All right, we'll see you at 6, Amanda. Thank you.
In national news this evening, impeachment proceedings continue today, one step closer to a vote. A House Judiciary Committee hearing today centered on both sides laying out their legal case. Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill.
The testimony you're about to give is
Democratic and Republican lawyers made their best case for and against the impeachment of President Trump. President Trump used the power of his office to pressure and induce the newly elected president of Ukraine to interfere in the 2020 presidential election for President Trump's personal and political benefit.
There is no indication of bribery, extortion, or other illegal conduct. The call is not the sinister mob shakedown that some Democrats have described.
Democrats say the president abused his power and obstructed justice.
If, in fact, President Trump can get away with what he did again, our imagination is the only limit to what President Trump may do next or what a future president may do next.
Republicans argue Democrats just want the president out of office.
We don't have a crime. We don't have anything we can actually pin, and nobody understands really what the majority is trying to do, except that interfere and basically make sure that they believe the president can't win next year if he's impeached.
White House lawyers declined to participate in today's hearing. Instead, President Trump sent a flurry of short tweets denouncing the proceedings.
This hearing has been especially contentious, with lawmakers frequently sparring and a disruption at the start.
We voted for Donald Trump.
A protester supporting the president had to be escorted out of the room.
The point of order is he's inappropriate to be up here asking questions.
That is not a point of order. He's here in a
Republicans repeatedly challenged Chairman Jerry Nadler about how he was conducting the hearing. The committee could finalize articles of impeachment this week. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The full House could vote on impeachment before Christmas.
New details continue to emerge in the wake of Friday's shooting at a naval base in Florida. The shooter was Mohammed Saeed al-Shamrani. He reportedly posted anti-American tweets right before the rampage. No one has said how or where he purchased the Glock 9mm handgun that he used to kill 3 U.S. sailors. The Associated Press has reported the shooter held a dinner party days earlier where he watched mass shooting videos with 3 other Saudi students, and that one of the 3 students who attended the dinner recorded video outside as the shooting was taking place.
As much as I would love to answer any questions about the videos or any other presumption information that's out there, my goal is not to continue the misinformation campaign.
Did somebody record the shooting as it happened?
There's a lot of review that still needs to go on as to what happened that day.
If it's misinformation, please clear it up for us.
Next question, please.
The FBI later said there were multiple videos from base security surveillance as well as witness cell phone videos taken outside of the building during and after the shooting. The FBI says it still doesn't know whether the gunman acted alone or whether he was part of a larger network.
Well, we are told it will infuriate us, but Will Loper has the scoop on a movie both Susan and I do want to see.
It's all based on the true story of a lawyer who tried to take on a massive corporation to save lives. Will's review is right after the break. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back. With the massive shortage of organs in this country, one organization is now going after students to fill that gap.
Corey Wyndham recently decided to become an organ donor, signing up on his college campus at Quinnipiac University. Fellow classmates recruited him at a registration drive targeting young people run by an organization called SODA, or Student Organ Donation Advocates. For Sarah Miller, who started the group when she was just 18 at Washington University in St. Louis, the mission is very personal.
On the worst day of our lives, my family decided that Laura would be an organ donor. And little did we know, 1,000 miles away in upstate New York, a special education teacher was dying of liver failure. And my sister's liver was the reason that this special education teacher, Trish, is able to be alive today.
More than 120,000 people nationwide are waiting for organs. SODA has already registered over 650 students and educated more than 2,600. Facial recognition is a tool being used by law enforcement agencies around the world.
Now bartenders in Britain are starting to use that technology, and it's something we could soon see here in the United States. The Underdog Bar in London installed the facial recognition system so bartenders can keep a virtual eye on the crowd. It prevents people from cutting the line and also helps identify those who look underage. But privacy watchdogs are warning against using this type of technology in public places like bars.
Our concern is that this is trivialising what is a really quite dangerous surveillance technology. It's not solving a problem that desperately needs to be solved at all.
The British developers behind the software insist people should not be worried about privacy, adding they are in touch with American companies and hope to bring the facial recognition technology to restaurants here.
How many did you lose?
190.
190 cows.
You tell me nothing's wrong here. That's chemicals, I'm telling you.
I'm seeing documents I don't understand. They're hiding something. What if you drank it?
Drink it. It's like saying, what if I swallowed a tire?
What if whatever's killing those cows is in the drinking water?
Ooh, that was a clip from Dark Waters, one of the newest movies to hit theaters.
Is the film worth seeing? Here to let us know is our film critic, Will Loper. This is one I've been really looking forward to.
Yeah, and you'll be pleased with it. It tells an utterly gripping, real-life story about one man against a powerful corporation that is vitally important to see and one of the best of the year. So Mark Ruffalo stars as Robert Bilott, an attorney who starts to help out a family friend as a favor, but soon discovers that the chemical company DuPont has been knowingly poisoning thousands of people in a West Virginia town for decades. Now, as the film unfolds and Rob begins to learn more and more, he also gets pushback from the company and finds out just how hard it can be to fight against a giant corporation that has billions of dollars to put behind legal fees and marketing to destroy Rob's career and reputation. Now, there's a lot of information the movie needs to present, but it never feels dry or dull. The way it's written and shot continually feel more and more imposing and important as the movie goes on. And we also get to see the psychological toll and the physical toll that weighs on Rob, the responsibility of saving lives and the utter powerlessness that he sometimes feels against DuPont. Now, it'll make you upset, it'll enrage you, but, you know, that's kind of the point, and it's absolutely worth seeing.
And the real Rob had a lot of say in this movie.
The director, Todd Haynes, said Rob was on set every single day, and Todd would consult him and really get into the minutia of every scene and what was said, what was on the deposition tables.
I mean, that's commitment.
And it's as accurate then as it can be, right?
Absolutely, I think so. I mean, they had the real life guy right there saying, here's everything that happened, and here was my experience.
Looks like an important piece of film.
Yeah, it really does.
What was your rating on this one?
I give this one 4.6 real life Robert Bilott out of 5, and yes, you see it. See it.
All right,
Excellent.
very good.
Yeah. All right, next up, the Aeronauts.
Take my hand!
Right, so Eddie Redmayne and Felicity Jones, they're reuniting as a scientist and a balloon pilot in an extremely loose story based on real life. So this movie soars when it's in the air, when things are continually going wrong with the balloon, and the audience has a panic attack seeing Felicity Jones climb up outside the balloon. But the scenes on the ground where each character faces struggles to get into the air, they really drag the movie down. And I think it's worth it to see some of the nail-biting sequences in the air. This is kind of like a Victorian version of Gravity, but it's not something you need to race to see.
A Victorian version of Gravity.
I like that.
That's a very good description.
The costume's just a little different.
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So what's the rating?
I give this one 3 regular ground balloons out of 5. These are the only balloons I want to be around. I have such a fear of heights.
I do too. That's why some of those scenes might be
This
gripping,
movie stressed me out.
Well, that and like Victorian balloon, like the balloons now, I'm sure are like high tech, central, and those. Yeah, no, thank you.
All right, what's coming up next week?
We've got Jumanji: The Next Level.
Another Jumanji.
I'm very excited. I
The Rock
like
is
the
back.
first one. He's back, yes.
You can't get away from it.
Oh, that Rock.
Yeah, well, maybe it's for the better, right?
I think so.
We'll see, I guess.
We'll see. All right, thanks a lot, Will.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be right back.
For a clear, easy-to-understand forecast, watch First Alert Weather.
All right, take a look at this. Check out this clever canine who discovers a way to bust out of his kennel. This one is for Penny. Hope she's watching. Ty, who's an American Bulldog, Bull Terrier mix, that is. Yeah, he gets out lickety-split because he figures out some way that if he licks the lock, he can open it and run to freedom. There is no luck needed for this great escape. Ty knows exactly what he is doing. Look at that.
That's pretty smart.
Little tongue strength there, just a little maneuvering.
And the little one's just like, come on, you got this.
Yeah,
you
come
got
on,
this.
cheering
You can
on.
do it. You can do it.
Ooh, Ty.
We've watched my cat push treats off the counter for Penny, our dog, so I'm concerned. They must have some organization.
They're definitely in cahoots.
Yeah. So I don't know
funny.
what she's doing for him, but Something we're monitoring.
Yeah, they're plotting against
They're
you.
plotting. That's the concern. That's the concern. So, yes.
So here comes the cold, huh?
Here
We're about
comes
to go into the deep freeze.
It's about to get very, 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 very cold outside. And I really mean that. This is more January type cold. Single digit overnight lows with wind chills well below zero. Right now it's very cloudy outside, just too dry for any flurries really for us. But we'll take a closer look at what's ahead right after the break.
Keep your
So right now we have this low pressure passing on over just off to the north and east, the center right now. It's been too dry outside, though. Most of the moisture has stayed to the north, and anything that's really tried to fall in Dane County just hasn't had the opportunity to hit the ground. So we have some snow coming down up towards the UP in the Green Bay area, but again, just really nothing in southern Wisconsin other than the cloudy sky and now the windy conditions rushing in right behind this low pressure. Once it pulls further away, the clouds will clear out for the next several days. That's the good news. We get the sun back, but then the cold is really going to move on in. Cold temperatures expected for Tuesday, Wednesday, and into Thursday morning as we have a northwest breeze and high pressure building in. It keeps us in sunny skies, but temperature-wise, it is going to be very chilly outside. Wind chills to start off Tuesday morning will be below zero. Temperature-wise, we're also looking at temperatures in the single digits. Wednesday, though, those wind chills will be even colder outside, and if you do have to travel north at all over the next few days, know that it's going to be very cold towards the Twin Cities, Eau Claire, and Rhinelander. Temperatures for early Wednesday morning in the single digits. Afternoon highs will struggle to climb into the teens, and a very cold trend for the next several days. You notice it may sound like a broken record, but with the sunshine, sky conditions are going to be a little boring. It's really on the ground that we're focusing on. With those temperatures calculated and the breeze, it is going to feel on our skin again, well below zero. We're not quite into that danger zone, but it's enough that it's going to wake a few people up early in the morning if you aren't layered up properly and bundled up properly. These are the kind of temperatures we usually see once we get more towards the middle of January. So it is a little early to start talking about wind chills below zero, but it's not completely out of the norm to have them this early in the season, or still seeing them in early December. So again, a very cold start to the day. Once the cloud coverage clears out, heading into tomorrow morning, we will steadily become mostly clear. Our breeze still from the northwest, west, really, for Tuesday morning. In the afternoon, mostly sunny skies. We're in a really great place for the daytime. If you're sitting next to the window or if you're driving in the car, it'll feel pretty good outside. It's once you just actually get outside, the sun will be a little deceptive because it is going to feel quite chilly. For Wednesday morning, temperatures dropping to the single digits. Wind chills early in the day will be below zero. And then for Wednesday afternoon, we're partly sunny, a few clouds building in, but otherwise just a cold afternoon for the middle of the week. We still have alert days in the forecast for tonight. As temperatures fall, the roads, sidewalks might be just a little slick because we did have that misty rain early this morning. So some areas still wet, so it might be a little slick. Those wind chills will drop off for Tuesday morning. Tuesday is going to be much colder. High temperatures will be in the teens, and those wind chills are going to stay near zero, if not below, during the day. When those wind gusts pick up at times, it certainly does feel quite cold outside. For Wednesday, wind chills early in the day, again, falling below zero. And in the afternoon, very cold yet again. I'm one of those people where my hands just get cold. So these temperatures are when I definitely have to break out the serious gloves, the snow gloves, even though there is no snow. Tonight we'll drop to about 10, breezy. Any light precipitation, mainly east of Dane County right now, is going to come to an end. And then we'll finally clear up and it'll be cold later on heading into Tuesday morning. For Tuesday afternoon in the upper teens, mostly sunny sky. It's just very cold outside, much, much colder than where we were at today. And the upper teens for Tuesday, in the middle teens for Wednesday, with plenty of sunshine out. And then our next system starts to develop and brings a chance for some light snow for Thursday. Thursday's temperatures will stay below freezing, so it does seem like just snow at this time. Friday, though, will climb to the upper 30s, so there may be a little drizzle mixed in with some flurries in the afternoon and evening. Temperatures on Saturday will fall during the day. Sunday will be your dry day for the weekend, but it's going to be back below average with temps in the 20s. And looking ahead to next week, a pretty seasonable trend, actually, with high temperatures in the upper 20s, close to 30 for almost every day. That's a quick look at your forecast.
All right, Dana, thank you. It's time for Potentially Yours here on Live at 4.
We are armed with the toys. Marissa DeGroot from Dane County Humane Society is here to help Mary Elizabeth find a forever home. Oh my goodness, what a cutie patootie.
I know, it does not get any cuter than Mary Elizabeth here.
That's a great name.
That's such a great name, I know.
And she is such a little snuggle buddy, but as you can tell, she has a very active brain, which translates into a very active mouth.
Now, what breed is she and how old is she?
So Mary Elizabeth is only 3 months old, and she's a little pit bull terrier mix, and she came up from an overcrowded shelter down south. Now, believe it or not, she has been with us for over a month, trying to find just the right family, because as you can tell, she is an active girl, and so she's looking for a family that can get her out running around and playing, and possibly have another dog at home to help her get out some of that energy and learn some great manners.
So you'd like her to be with another dog?
I would really think she would thrive well in a house with another dog. Again, a dog that's going to stay active with her and is going to tolerate kind of a rambunctious puppy at times. But I really think she would love a buddy.
Yeah, and one that maybe can teach her. Oh, she hears footsteps, footsteps here. But yeah, the biting just might be something that she needs a little teacher in the house for.
And at the shelter, she is already learning so quickly. It's things like if she wants to play, pick up a toy and bring it over. So then instead of playing with hands, we're playing with good fun toys.
Oh, so that's good. Now, how big will she get?
I think she's going to get pretty big. She has a lot of growing left to do.
She has a lot of like neck hair.
Yeah, she'll be growing into that neck skin.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we can find. Her tail is so cute. She's so cute, guys.
Yeah, she is just a happy little girl. And you may not see her back in the kennels, so you just want to ask for Mary Elizabeth in the adoption center.
You can't forget that
happening.
Right.
How about our pet from last time, Melissa?
Oh my gosh, our pet from last time. Oh, hello. Our three
The
little
rats.
rats, they did get adopted.
Oh my goodness.
And we're so excited for them. If you are still looking to bring in some baby rats into your life, we do still have a couple left too.
All three of them went together?
They did go together, but we've got another litter at the shelter as well.
All right.
There you go.
That's
A little
good.
more, maybe a little less maintenance than Mary
Maybe a
was.
little bit, but just as much fun.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you are interested, please, please, please check out all of the animals over at the Dane County Humane Society. Head over to giveshelter.org or set up an appointment at the number there, 838-0413. And thank you, Marissa.
Thank you, Marissa. Good luck, Mary Elizabeth.
You
with
got
a
it,
pink
girl.
collar.
You got it, girl.
There's more at 4 when we come back. Netflix ranks among the big-time production companies when it comes to this year's Golden Globe nominations.
We will break down who's up for those awards. And spoiler alert, it includes the actors and directors of the movie Will, reviewed for us earlier in the show. We'll be right back.
At Harker
There's a live picture of downtown with the clouds rolling in and the big chill on the way. Such a pretty shot with the Capitol.
It always is, even with the clouds.
An art installation got more than its fair share of attention at Art Basel in Miami over the weekend.
First, for its unusual design and selling price, and then because, you know, it was eaten. So it may not look like much, but the ripening banana duct taped to the wall was the alleged masterpiece of Italian artist. His name, I'm going to try it, Mauricio Catalan, all right? Well, that's the best I got. On display in Miami Beach, the first edition sold last week for $120,000. What? It didn't seem to matter to performance artist David DeTuna, who grabbed it off the wall on Saturday and, you know, took a big old bite.
And I think this is the first one in art history when one artist eat concept for another artist.
There you go. Datuna is from the former Soviet Republic of Georgia, but calls New York home. Catalan, whose banana was bought at, local grocery store, probably for, 99 cents a pound. Well, he's known for his comic pieces, including a fully functional golden toilet you just saw that was stolen from an English palace in 2017. 2 editions of the art installation, both sold for $120,000, and a third for $150,000 will go to a museum.
It's a talker.
I guess so. I got nothing. Oscar season is heating up with the announcement of this year's Golden Globe nominations this morning.
Netflix is leading the pack with the most nominations, including a story about divorce and a murder mystery. Nichelle Medina has a look from Los Angeles.
What's this?
Adam Driver received a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actor for his role in the divorce drama Marriage Story. The Netflix hit earned 6 nominations, including Best Motion Picture Drama and a Best Actress nod for Scarlett Johansson.
Hi, Frank. This is Jimmy Hoffa.
Marriage Story will compete against Martin Scorsese's Netflix crime film, The Irishman, 1917, Joker, and The Two Popes in the Best Drama category. The Irishman landed 5 nominations, including Best Director for Scorsese and Supporting Actor nods for Al Pacino and Joe Pesci. Robert De Niro was snubbed. Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood also snared 5 nods. Once Upon a Time is up against Knives Out in the Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. Rounding out the category, Dolomite Is My Name, Jojo Rabbit,
It's a little bit funny.
and Rocket Man. HBO's Chernobyl led the nominations on the TV side with 4 nods. The Crown, streaming on Netflix, also received 4.
Good morning.
Apple TV's The Morning Show, new to the awards race, got some love with 3 nominations, including recognition for stars Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon.
Who are you?
Mrs. Maisel.
Rachel Brosnahan earned her 3rd nomination for Amazon's The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And there were a few snubs, including HBO's final season of Veep, a fan favorite, and the critically acclaimed Netflix series When They See Us, about the 1989 Central Park jogger case. Nichelle Medina, CBS News.
Ricky Gervais will host the Golden Globes January 5th in Los Angeles.
Always a fun kind of preview to the Oscars
Yes.
sometimes.
Yeah,
but
it is.
All right, the Badgers headed back to Pasadena on New Year's Day, which gives all of you Wisconsin fans a few weeks to plan your trip.
We'll sit down with the Alumni Association. We'll talk about some of the ways you can score tickets, flights, hotels, and more. There she is. Hi, Sarah. We'll have that conversation when Live at, I like that, when Live at 4 continues. I'm in my red and white.
Right now, we don't have any accidents to report as we look at the Beltline. Both east and westbound seem to be rolling along just smoothly. I did just see a car go by, though, that didn't have their headlights on, so here's your reminder. It's dark. Please turn them on if you don't have automatic lights. Again, no accidents to report. Things slow down a little bit on the westbound side once you get past Fish Hatchery Road, but then they pick right back on up. Downtown Middleton should be okay, other than the usual slowdown spots. And Wanakee, a little slow the closer you get downtown, but then things spread out just fine. Should be good all the way down to the state line on 39 from Janesville to the Beltline. It'll take you just about 25 minutes. 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton and from Sun Prairie to downtown. About 17 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. A midnight blue velvet gown that Princess Diana wore when she danced with John Travolta at that 1985 White House State Dinner is up for auction. It's estimated to go for around $384,000. It is one of the most recognizable dresses Diana ever wore. And she, of course, died in 1997. That was an iconic moment. You remember that shot of her dancing with John Travolta?
I don't. My mom is a huge Diana person, though, so she will recognize that dress in a heartbeat.
Let's hope it goes for more than the banana. Well, we'll see. Well, for the 10th time in school history, the Badgers are heading to the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl.
The Badgers will face the Oregon Ducks on New Year's Day in sunny Pasadena, California. And if you want to be there, Sarah Shute is the Chief Engagement Officer with the Wisconsin Alumni Association. She joins us now. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So this is not an event you have ever been able to go to.
It will be my first Rose Bowl, and I'm absolutely thrilled. There's such tradition and excitement around it.
Is there a part of it that you're most excited for?
Well, you know, of course, the game is going to be being in that bowl, and we like to call it Camp Randall West.
Yes.
So we're expecting a lot of Badger fans from here to travel and out on the West Coast to be there, too. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Between the game and the parade and everything else, it is such an unbelievable experience. And you have good news that there are still some packages available.
I'm very happy to report we weren't sure. We were able to add some more spots, and we do still have 3-day and 4-day packages available, including flights or not including flights. Lots of options for people. So I encourage folks, if they're wanting to make that trip to support the Badgers, to go on uwalumni.com.
And you don't have to be an alumni. You just have to reach out to the Alumni Association.
That's right. You don't have to be a grad. You don't have to be a member. You don't even have to have ever been to a sporting event before. If you're going to start now. Anybody can come. We welcome everybody to come support the Badgers.
And Susan kind of mentioned the ancillary events around the game. I'm assuming these packages include some of that. Can you talk about that a little?
That's right. The packages include all the official activities, which will include the pregame tailgate outside the Rose Bowl. Will include a welcome brunch on New Year's Eve morning. There's the option to add float viewing, the parade, and maybe a side trip to some other spots too. And of course, just Badger fun everywhere you go.
The pep rally was one of my most memorable experiences when I was in Pasadena.
Yeah.
So you get a VIP ticket to all of that stuff.
All of that. And we're expecting thousands of people to be there at the pep rally and that energy. And that right now we think is going to be on the 30th.
Okay.
And we still have to confirm a few details.
So you charter your own planes?
We are chartering. We're going to have 4 planes going out. And then, of course, people can get out there on their own and join us there. Other options, the huddle and the float and parade viewing can be bought a la carte, too.
That's one of the most fun things, though, because when you take one of those chartered flights, you're flying back to Madison with a plane full of Badger fans.
It's either really happy or really sad, but
it's fun either way.
Sure,
Badgers make the most of every situation, but it will be terrific to share that on the charters with everybody.
And what are the price ranges for packages?
You know, it ranges and it depends on the hotel. We have several different hotels, several different types of packages and stuff. Best thing, I don't want to misquote, best thing is to go online and take a look at uwalumni.com.
And you think they'll go by fast, like you should act now?
They were selling fast. We have more than 800 people who've already signed up, and it just went on sale yesterday afternoon, and we expect it to continue to be robust. We're thinking we may come in around 1,000 traveling with us, but certainly thousands, 3 to 5 to, who knows, maybe 10 once we get out there.
Does it ever surprise you working for this organization just how much the Badger fans and the alumni show up?
You know, you would think after 24 years it wouldn't, but it is surprising, but it's also so gratifying to know the love for the university and how passionate people are to be Badgers and to support the university, and that's one of the highlights of the job.
It's always fun to see the people in California, to see the red, you know, the Red Sea as it rolls
Hopefully
in.
overtaking the neon green.
That's what I'm hoping.
Exactly.
Yeah, for
Look
sure.
like Christmas in there.
Well, have a wonderful trip.
Thank you.
For people who are interested, what is the website to go to the Alumni Association?
The website is uwalumni.com.
Easy enough.
Oh, I hope we'll
I hope we see you there.
Oh, we would love to go.
Here's crossing fingers.
Yeah, we hope so too. It was great to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, have so much fun for us in case we're not able to go.
Yeah, right.
All right, a not so Pasadena forecast is coming up when we look at that.
Wait, ready, roll playback.
Oh, we were just talking about California for like a few minutes there.
It's not California.
Sorry, I'm having
Keep
a wardrobe
those thoughts.
malfunction.
Keep
There we
those
go.
thoughts. I'm sorry. That's okay.
Right
It
now,
happens.
it's starting to get a little cold. Those temperatures
That's what
are
Sarah
falling.
said. She said she walked in, she couldn't believe how cold it was outside.
Cold and windy. So that light snow squall that we were talking about, the line passing on through, it's really already through Dane County. Looking at our high-resolution Doppler, everything's off to the east. Now we are seeing very strong winds from the northwest, about 15 miles per hour in Madison, 22 Mineral Point. Our temps fall down to about 10 degrees overnight, and those wind chills to start off tomorrow morning will be below zero.
Ouch.
We'll be back there again for Wednesday and Thursday morning also.
Just bundle up now and
That's right.
stay bundled.
It's
Layers.
December. All
Absolutely.
right, thank you, Dana.
Thank you,
Here's what's
Dana.
coming up tomorrow on Live at 4. Donna Wyhoffen will be here with her kitchen gadget segment to show us the latest technology to use in the kitchen.
And Consumer Reports has the best gifts to buy for your movie and music fans. We'll be right back.